Good afternoon, everybody. We are at the end, so I'm sure everybody's relieved. I am Anda Durso. I am the Executive Director at Masonic Village in Burlington. And it is my privilege our team at Masonic Village, to nominate Cindy Shemansky for the President's Award in order to recognize her illustrious 40-plus year career in long-term care nursing. I can't even, speak to all of the things she's done. Cindy will go into all of her details, but I've tried to get a little bit of feedback from our team, and a lot of people started tearing up because they've worked with Cindy for so long. And she has been a visionary in all her roles, from aide to nurse, to education manager, and then eventually in her leadership roles. So it's kind of funny because many of us nominated her separately for various awards. So the Leadership Award, the Innovation Award, but then we thought about it and we thought really she deserves the President's Award. She has spent her entire career promoting the lives of elders and making sure that they have a good quality of life. I talked about her being a visionary most recently, and some of you were there to honor the grand opening of our memory care unit, but she made her vision a reality. We have a state-of-the-art memory care unit, and she created a beautiful and bright environment and neighborhood full of stimulating life and destination stations for our most vulnerable and confused residents who sometimes get overlooked, unfortunately. So that was actually part of the Innovation Award that some of our team nominated Cindy for. Cindy has also been a true mentor. She's developed hundreds, and I literally mean hundreds, of Masonic Village's staff over the last 40 years. She started the preceptor program, which proved that team members improved significantly with individualized attention and appointed preceptors. She's been an instructor and leader of the CNA programs throughout the years, so we can develop our own nurses' aides, many of whom then became nurses themselves and worked alongside Cindy. And over the years, Cindy, was just pivotal in implementing upgrades and operations and updating, the community through the years to different things that were coming up, such as electronic health records, if we all remember when those came out. So she actually trained the staff in their use and has always championed change in our community, and that's, hard to find, I think, sometimes. Cindy's always willing to roll up her sleeves and be flexible in her job duties. She's extremely hands-on, and we have many funny stories of her, putting cream on hundreds of residents to, staying over in snowstorms and doing what is just needed to be done for our community. And of course, during the COVID pandemic, Cindy led our entire community's efforts to make sure that our residents and staff members were safe. Cindy is also a talented fundraiser, so in her spare time, she personally organized an annual Tricky Tray, which raised over $250,000 over the years to benefit our residents. So as a nonprofit community, we were able to do all these wonderful things and put out gazebos and buy equipment and upgrade units, all of, due to her help. In her other spare time, Cindy has spent years volunteering on various committees, advisory boards, and task forces which aimed to improve the long-term care industry and the seniors that we serve. She also served on the board here for Leading Age on the Board of Trustees, and along with some other people here, she's been known to play a mean round of golf during the charitable events with Leading Age. Our residents and team members know Cindy to be a tough yet fair administrator. I can tell you that many of our staff members and even residents will shake in their boots when she walks by because they know she means business. But then whenever they're hurting or they need something, she's also the first person they go to because she's so nurturing and caring. So beneath all that, she has a soft and caring heart. Her mind and her heart are always with her residents. And I have to tell you, as her director, whether she's on vacation, whether she's sick, whether she's out of the state, she's always working. And I always hear from her, and she's always coming up with ideas or making suggestions to make sure everybody's well taken care of. So I wanted to thank Cindy from all of our team members. It's a pleasure working with her, and again, I'm really proud to introduce this year's President's Award winner, my colleague Cindy Shemansky. Thank you.
Wow, what can I say? It is with great pleasure that I stand in front of you today to receive this accolade. I'm extremely honored to be receiving the Leading Age in New Jersey and Delaware President Award, and truly humbled that you felt this. As I look around this room, I see many other people that I feel deserve this recognition. So I'm really happy that I'm getting it. My father would have beamed with pride if he was here today. I can still hear him saying, "I wish your kindergarten teacher could see this," because she told him that I would never succeed because I was too young when I started school, and I consistently failed nap time. I started school before I was 5 years old, and I was in the afternoon kindergarten. I didn't want to take a nap when I first got to school. I think the teacher was tired from the morning class, and she was the one that needed the nap. I want to thank my husband, Paul. He's been by my side for almost 42 years next month, providing support and encouragement and putting up with those middle of the night phone calls that wake us up. Now he's retired. He is my at-home administrative assistant, always finding material on healthcare, shoving it in front of my face. You gotta read this, it's important, and making sure I have everything I need for my next day at work. So thank you, honey. I began my career, as indicated, as a nursing assistant at Masonic while I was attending nursing school. And those were the days before nurse aide certification was required, and nursing homes were very different back then. We had crank beds and crank lifts on the tubs, and the Hoyer lifts were hand pumped, a true workers' comp nightmare for our insurance companies, right? There was no air conditioning, we had full bedside rails, we had restraints, both physicals and chemical, that were used. There were no staffing ratios, and fewer regulations. Almost all the rooms were semi-private or quad rooms, and there were no bathrooms in the room. Everybody had a commode at the bedside. I learned a lot during those years. It provided me with the hands-on experience that I needed to help me excel clinically in nursing school. And I knew early on that I liked to teach because I would often show the other nursing assistants what I was learning in school. But the best part was working with the residents, learning from them, listening to them, and hearing their life stories. When I graduated, I did leave Masonic to gain that acute care experience, but after 5 years in the hospital setting, I returned because I really missed the interactions I had with my elders. I worked as a charge nurse or a lead supervisor, moved to education, and then, yes, got assigned clinical informatics, and I mean assigned. It wasn't a job offer, it was an assignment. I taught numerous nursing assistant training courses over the years, and I'm proud to say that some of those nursing assistants are still in our community. In my capacity as education director, I worked with Leading Age and the American College of Healthcare Administrators, helping them to provide educational programs. I'm truly grateful to Masonic Village. I obtained both of my degrees through our educational incentive program. I was asked to become an administrator in training by Rick Small. Some of you may remember him. and I learned the ropes and regulations from him. In 2012, the administrator position opened up, and I applied along with 31 other individuals, and only 2 of us were female. So I'm very grateful that the Board of Trustees provided me with the opportunity to serve as administrator despite my inexperience in that role. And my team will tell you what a time we had the first several years of me being administrator. We experienced several large floods from broken water arresters, and when I say floods, I am talking Niagara Falls, going down 3 flights of stairs. Our aging chillers quit during heat waves. We had a major power loss in our residential center. We had a fire extinguisher discharge in a dining area that caused the sprinklers to go off and required environmental cleanup. We had steam valve issues that caused low water temps. A scabies outbreak, as Anda alluded to. We had a couple of cream teams that went around. Cheryl was part of that we had to do the entire building. We had an early morning kitchen fire on Christmas Day. And to top it off, we had an underground water main burst in the back parking lot during a norovirus outbreak. And yes, the state showed up for service. I felt like I had the Department of Health on speed dial. Our management team would often joke that we were waiting for the locusts to descend, and it was a good thing we had plenty of acreage so we could start chopping wood to build the ark. I tell this to you all to remind everybody that no matter how difficult our days, weeks, or months may get, we can't forget the reason why we do the work we do. Seriously, my team is great. They professionally handled each event, and more importantly, we learned that we could depend upon each other no matter what we faced. Since those early years, we've been through numerous changes, challenges, and additions on our campus. We transitioned residential health care to independent living. We rebranded our community with a new name. We right-sized our skilled nursing, creating the way for more independent living apartments, and added cottages to our campus. Over the years, we bravely weathered Department Health surveys, including one with the feds, hurricanes, blizzard, a tornado, and of course COVID, which we continue to battle just as you do every day. Our most recent addition that Anda talked about is our new memory support neighborhood with its unique life stations. And the individuals that help my vision of this neighborhood are here today, so thank you. I want to sincerely thank each of my coworkers who have been with me through the years, whether they've been many or few. I've had the opportunity to travel across the country and meet many different providers with my participation with the Robert Wood Johnson and Northwest Health Foundations in their mission to create partnerships for nursing's future. I've also had the opportunity to work with nurses across the country when I served as president of the National Gerontological Nursing Association. And I've been fortunate that I had the opportunity to work with many wonderful colleagues in leading age, such as Carol and Roberto, Jim, Steve, and others too numerous to mention, but many are here today. And of course, I can't forget our wonderful leading age staff. I do have to give a special shout out to Teresa Edelstein, who I feel like I have on speed email if there's something that you call that. She's always willing to respond to any questions that we have. But I do want to thank them all for all they do for us every day. I would not be here today without the inspiration and knowledge I've received over the years from my teachers, my patients, my residents, my family, and my team, and of course my colleagues, all of whom I have the deepest respect for and who have inspired me to challenge myself and perform better at each stage in my life. While I'm not quite ready to sail off into the sunset just yet. I will be in a few short years. And I want to thank Leading Age and all of you for this wonderful honor. Thanks so much.